Once feared as fierce, cold-blooded killers of the prehistoric era, crocodiles today are not only a source of highly sought-after luxury meat, but also a symbol of high fashion, generating billions of dollars for the global industry. But have you ever wondered how millions of crocodiles are raised, harvested, and processed every year? It all begins at thousands of large-scale modern crocodile farms, where these reptile creatures are carefully bred, fed, and cared for under the watchful eyes and wisdom of experienced farmers. Then, through tightly controlled systems, the crocodiles are transported to specialized processing plants, where skilled workers and cutting-edge machines work together to harvest not only premium leather, but also high-value meat and bones. Today, Agriculture Insight will take you inside the world of crocodile farming to uncover how they have become one of the most profitable animals in modern agriculture. Right now, let's explore these dangerous animals together. Modern crocodile farming today is truly a revolution, far beyond the crude methods that existed for centuries. This dramatic transformation has paved the way for crocodiles to be raised and processed industrially in over 30 countries, with major hubs like Thailand, Australia, South Africa, the United States, and China, home to high-tech farms and specialized processing facilities. These farms can span up to 100,000 square meters, housing tens of thousands of crocodiles at various life stages, and they continue to expand. But what's the real reason crocodile meat and skin are in such high demand? With a lifespan of up to 50 years and a rare, time-enhanced sheen, crocodile leather has become the crown jewel of luxury fashion, featured in pieces like the $500,000 Hermes Himalaya Birkin and Louis Vuitton crocodile locket. Even though farm-raised crocodiles have been born and bred in captivity for generations, their primal hunting instincts remain fully intact, which means raising them in massive numbers has never been an easy or entirely safe task. Despite being known as one of the most dangerous reptiles on the planet, a crocodile's life begins from something surprisingly humble. A small egg, not much different from that of a chicken. And it all starts with egg laying, a crucial and standardized step in every modern crocodile farming model. During the breeding season, which typically falls between April and August, depending on the region, mother crocodiles are moved to semi-wild or artificial ponds designed to mimic natural habitats and encourage nesting. Farmers prepare thick, soft, and dry layers of sand around the pond's edge to encourage females to dig nests and lay their eggs. At this stage, the mother crocodile will select a spot she deems safest and dig a nest, usually about 30 to 50 centimeters deep, in preparation for laying. Depending on the species, age, and level of care, each female can lay anywhere from 20 to 80 eggs per clutch. Because the mother crocodile becomes especially sensitive and defensive during this stage, farmers must collect the eggs swiftly and accurately, ensuring safety before she detects any intrusion and turns aggressive This is crucial, as rotating the egg during transport to the artificial incubation area could damage the embryo and ruin the hatch. After being successfully collected from the mother crocodile, the eggs are gently wiped with a dry cloth to remove sand and debris. They are then placed in trays lined with sawdust or on specialized racks, helping to retain moisture and keep the eggs stable, with precise spacing to prevent contact and ensure proper airflow during incubation. They are then placed into an automated incubation system within a climate-controlled environment where humidity is maintained at 90–95% and the temperature is kept between 30 degrees Celsius 33 degrees Celsius, creating ideal conditions to maximize hatch rates and ensure healthy embryo development. One fascinating fact is that the gender of baby crocodiles is not determined by chromosomes as it is in many other animals, but entirely by the temperature during incubation. If the temperature exceeds 32 degrees Celsius, most of the hatchlings will be male. In contrast, temperatures below 30 degrees Celsius tend to produce mostly females. After approximately 75 to 90 days of incubation, the baby crocodiles begin to emit distinctive chirping sounds, signaling that the hatching process is officially underway. After hatching, baby crocodiles are transferred to separate nursery areas, typically cement ponds equipped with water circulation systems, temperature control, and overhead covers to maintain stable living conditions. In their early stages of life, the young crocs are fed small fish, chicken meat, or high-protein commercial feed to support bone and muscle development and strengthen their immune systems. They're usually fed once or twice a day, at fixed times, to help establish a consistent biological rhythm and minimize aggressive competition during feeding. Unlike your cow, which takes 18 to 24 months to reach harvest age for meat or milk, crocodiles grow at a rate of 2 to 3 years to reach commercial size. During the fattening stage, crocodiles are fed only 2 to 3 times per week compared to their earlier growth phase. However, the nutritional quality of each meal is significantly enhanced, with a high-protein diet specifically designed to optimize both meat texture and skin quality, the two most valuable outputs in crocodile farming. Even though they don't eat daily like other livestock, crocodiles can still suffer from obesity and digestive issues if their feed intake is not strictly limited to under 10% of their body weight. Thanks to this careful feeding management, the fattening process not only helps crocodiles reach their ideal weight, but also ensures they meet the strict standards of the premium meat and leather markets. After a long period of patience and meticulous care, the time finally comes for farmers to reap the fruits of their labor, when the fully grown crocodiles reach the ideal size for harvesting. At this stage, the crocodile is temporarily rendered unconscious for a few minutes using methods such as blunt force trauma to the skull, the pithing method, or remote stunning with electric prods or captive bolt guns. The goal is to make the animal lose consciousness before restraint and transport, reducing aggressive reactions, minimizing struggle, and preserving the quality of both meat and skin. However, as animal welfare becomes an increasingly important and regulated issue in the farming industry, electric stunning has become the more widely adopted method at many modern crocodile farms. Once the crocodile is fully immobilized, workers quickly tie its snout, secure its limbs, and then transfer it onto a specialized transport vehicle. Depending on their intended use, hundreds of crocodiles will be classified before entering the slaughter process, ready to transform themselves into a rich source of protein sought after across the globe, and premium-grade hides featured in legendary handbags, bearing while still under the effects of electric stunning or sedatives. Immediately after bleeding and washing are completed, the crocodile carcass is transferred to the skinning area, a highly critical stage handled by skilled workers, as it involves the most economically valuable part of the animal. Unlike mink skinning, which is done from the hind legs to peel the entire hide along the back, crocodile farms typically use the belly cut method. This technique preserves the soft, wide, and evenly toned belly scales, the most desirable section for high-end fashion products. Using fine, ultra-sharp surgical knives, workers carefully cut along the belly and gently separate the skin from the muscle tissue, taking great care not to leave scratches or tears. A flawless crocodile hide can measure between 40 to 60 inches in length and fetch anywhere from $300 to over $10,000 a piece, depending on its size and quality. Before entering the leather processing phase, The remaining crocodile carcass is moved to the meat butchering section. At this stage, the animal is securely positioned on a stainless steel cutting table, and skilled workers carefully separate the major muscle groups, including the tail, back, flanks, and neck, one section at a time. The tail, in particular, is highly prized, making up nearly 50% of the total marketable meat. It's considered the finest cut, known for its white, lean, protein-rich texture, and is often featured in local delicacies or served at upscale restaurants. One of the most crucial steps that determines up to 80% of a crocodile hide's commercial value is the initial preservation phase, designed to maintain its quality and prepare it for advanced tanning processes. After being thoroughly cleaned with high-pressure cold water and meticulously scraped to remove any remaining debris, fat, or connective tissue, the hide undergoes either dry salting or deep freezing at 18 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees, especially when the tannery is not located near the farm. This preservation method effectively halts biological decomposition, protects the natural grain pattern, and preserves the hide's structural integrity before it enters the high-end tanning and finishing stages. Finally, before being sent to the tannery, the hides are manually graded based on criteria such as size, thickness, belly scale uniformity, and the presence of flaws. Next, the high-quality crocodile hides enter the intensive tanning process, a series of carefully controlled steps that can take anywhere from between 5 and 21 days, requiring advanced techniques and strict oversight. The hides are first soaked in chemical or bioenzyme solutions to relax the collagen fiber structure. Then comes the actual tanning stage, where agents like chrome or natural tannins are infused into the leather to prevent biological decay, enhance durability, and improve water resistance. After the tanning process is complete, the crocodile hides move on to the shaving stage. With the aid of precision shaving machines, workers meticulously adjust each hide to a uniform thickness, typically between 0.8 and 1.2 millimeters, ensuring consistency across the entire surface. Next, the most experienced workers, with sharp eyes and steady hands, manually inspect and sort the hides. Only those that meet the highest standards, with clearly defined belly scales, a soft texture, and no visible defects, are selected to proceed to the final stages of dyeing and surface finishing. Depending on the specific demands of fashion brands, the crocodile leather may be dyed in a uniform color or treated with special effects such as ombre gradients, metallic finishes, marbled tones, or vintage-style patinas. This dyeing process is typically done either by hand or through semi-automated techniques, ensuring that each hide retains its natural grain texture while achieving flawless, vibrant coloration. After a long journey of patience and precision, the crocodile hide finally reaches the final stage, polishing and surface finishing, where its natural beauty is awakened and elevated into a pinnacle of luxury craftsmanship. The leather is passed through specialized equipment for pressing, buffing, waxing, or protective coating, depending on its intended use. Some workshops still apply traditional techniques, such as hand oiling or polishing with smooth stones, to achieve a finish that's both gently glossy and naturally supple. At last, each hide undergoes a final inspection, is sorted, and carefully packaged before being shipped to world-renowned fashion houses like Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, or Prada, where it will be transformed into iconic fashion masterpieces, each worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did you know there's an animal whose eyes are bigger than its brain? Yet, it's strong enough to break a lion's leg with a single kick and outrun a motorbike. That's the ostrich, the largest bird on the planet. Awkward yet dangerous, with over 2 million of them raised across the globe. But here's the real question. How do modern factories transform this giant creature into gourmet dishes and million-dollar fashion products every year? From sun-drenched fields where ostriches roam freely, a fascinating journey begins. Their tender, protein-rich meat is turned into exotic dishes that surprise even the most seasoned foodies. Their skin, soft, durable, and distinctively patterned, is a prized material in the world of luxury fashion. And their eggs? Each one holds the nutritional power of 24 chicken eggs and is coveted by Michelin star chefs for both its quality and uniqueness. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we cross wind-swept plains and step inside cutting-edge factories, where every egg, every cut of meat, and every hide is transformed into high-value products in the global agricultural chain. The US has plenty of ostrich farms, but most are small-scale, mainly serving exotic meat to upscale restaurants. Still, Americans are marketing pros, branding ostrich as a superfood, even calling it the next bison. Meanwhile, South Africa runs the game at scale, controlling the full supply chain from breeding and meat to premium leather exports. South Africa produces, America dines in style. So who really rules the ostrich world? Once rulers of Africa's deserts, wild ostriches were nearly hunted to extinction, with fewer than 700,000 left in the wild today. But thanks to commercial farming, over 2.5 million ostriches are now raised globally, becoming a golden link in the modern agricultural chain, from South Africa to China. The ostrich is the largest bird on Earth, reaching up to 2.8 meters tall and weighing as much as 150 kilograms. With long, powerful legs, it can sprint up to 70 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest land bird alive. Its thick, soft feathers help it survive extreme climates, turning it into a true warrior of the desert and open plains. Today, ostriches are commonly raised in the US using modern breeding systems with strict control from egg to maturity. Yet, despite living among machines and technology, their reproductive instincts remain as wild and raw as they were in the desert. When mating season arrives, the male ostrich begins his performance. He crouches low to the ground, flaps his wings repeatedly, shakes his neck, and emits a deep, resonant boom, a full-body display of brute strength. Unlike peacocks, who simply fan out their vibrant tails and stand still to attract a mate, ostriches have to move, shake, and work for attention. And if the female shows no interest, the male will chase her, literally, running, dancing, and refusing to give up until she stops. Mating happens naturally, quickly, just 1 to 2 minutes, and then both birds return to the herd as if nothing ever happened. A fleeting moment, purely instinctual, but exactly how the next generation begins. After mating, the female ostrich begins laying eggs. In each cycle, she can lay between 15 and 20 eggs, at a steady pace of 1 egg per day. Once enough eggs are laid, the female instinctively gathers them into a large nest on the ground and begins incubation. Ostrich eggs are the largest eggs in the animal kingdom. Each one can weigh up to 1.5 kilograms, roughly equivalent to 24 chicken eggs. The shell is thick and hard like porcelain, capable of withstanding up to 100 kilograms of pressure without breaking. What's fascinating is that, although a male ostrich often mates with multiple females during the breeding season, once he chooses a nest, he doesn't walk away. On the contrary, he shares incubation duties with the female. She takes the day shift, while he takes the night. It's a partnership that's not romantic or flashy, but quietly responsible, precise, and effective, the ostrich way. Because the natural incubation success rate of ostriches is relatively low, farms often collect the eggs and place them in specialized incubators to improve efficiency. The eggs are carefully cleaned and then transferred into incubation chambers maintained at a stable temperature of around 36.5 degrees Celsius, with humidity adjusted between 25% and 55%, depending on the stage of development. These machines use circulating fans to evenly distribute heat and maintain a consistent environment. Importantly, the eggs are automatically rotated every 1 to 2 hours to prevent the embryo from sticking to the shell and to ensure even development. With such precise control, the hatch rate can reach up to 90%, far higher than what natural incubation typically achieves. During incubation, farmers periodically remove the eggs for inspection using a flashlight in a dark environment. This allows them to observe the inside of the eggs to monitor embryo development and detect early signs of infertile or damaged eggs. By doing so, they can remove any unviable eggs in time to prevent them from affecting the others. If not used for hatching, ostrich eggs are often turned into a variety of unique dishes, from giant omelets and oversized baked goods to gourmet steamed specialties. With a mildly rich, nutty flavor and high nutritional value, ostrich eggs are especially popular in upscale cuisine. What's more, the thick porcelain-like shell isn't discarded. Instead, it's repurposed for handcrafted art. After being cleaned and polished, the shells are carved with intricate patterns and transformed into souvenirs, decorative lamps, vases, or even detailed works of art. Let's return to the incubation chamber, where life has been quietly forming. After around 42 to 46 days, the thick porcelain-like shells begin to crack. Faint chirps emerge, signaling the arrival of a new generation. Newborn ostrich chicks are covered in soft, brown and black down, a perfect natural camouflage. Despite just hatching, they already have surprisingly long legs and necks, giving them a clumsy yet striking appearance. Within just a few hours, they're able to stand and take their first steps. No guidance, no parent beside them. Independence begins almost immediately. Though born in an incubator, their survival instinct is fully intact, as if they had just emerged from the heart of the wild. After hatching, each ostrich chick undergoes a thorough health check, including reflexes, skin moisture, standing strength, and even vocal response. Every chick is weighed on its first day to monitor growth, as baby ostriches develop at a remarkable pace. On average, they weigh around 800 grams to 1 kilogram at birth. But within just 2 weeks, with proper care, their weight can triple or even quadruple. And their legs are already fast enough to outrun a walking human. After the health checks are completed, the ostrich chicks are gathered and placed into large ventilated crates. They are then transported to specialized rearing areas. No mother needed. From the moment they hatch, ostrich chicks begin an independent life. Each pen houses around 40 chicks, kept warm and carefully monitored. Their diet includes finely chopped vegetables, tender grass, and growth-boosting feed to accelerate development. Thanks to this specialized nutrition plan, the chicks grow rapidly, towering in size within just a few months. Since they are primarily raised for meat, their growth rate needs to be significantly faster than that of ostriches in the wild. After about 6 months of rearing, ostriches experience remarkable growth in both height and weight. From just 0.3 meters tall at birth, they now stand between 2 to 2.5 meters, nearly 3 times the height of an average adult. At this stage, they are moved to semi-free-range enclosures where they can roam freely to build muscle and reduce stress. These open spaces allow them to walk, run, and move naturally, just like in the wild. Their diet remains the same. A mix of high-protein feed, vegetables, and essential minerals. This carefully maintained nutrition plan ensures fast and healthy development. Thanks to the proper care and optimal living conditions, each fully grown ostrich can weigh between 120 and 150 kilograms, the ideal weight for entering the meat processing phase. However, not every ostrich ends up at the slaughterhouse. Some strong, quick-reacting birds are selected for competitive racing. In states like Florida and Arizona, quirky ostrich riding contests are held regularly, drawing large crowds. Riders wear helmets, climb onto the ostrich's back, and try to stay on as it bolts forward at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. Chaotic, hilarious, and downright wild, it's a nightmare for the faint-hearted, but pure entertainment for drama-loving spectators. However, for most ostriches, their journey doesn't end on the racetrack. It quietly continues in another direction, one with no return. Workers approach each bird slowly, gently placing a dark cloth over its head to keep it calm and reduce resistance. Once settled, the ostrich is led onto a specialized transport truck, designed with proper ventilation, low floors, and wide walkways to minimize stress and prevent injury during transit. In many countries, such as the United States and members of the European Union, animal welfare laws clearly mandate that all livestock transport, including ostriches, must follow humane handling standards up to the very last moment. At the factory, the ostriches are first fitted with special harnesses to begin the cleaning process. The feathers are removed first, followed by a thorough rinse, using a water spray system to eliminate any remaining dirt. After the ostrich is cleaned, factory workers begin processing it into different parts. The firm, lean red meat is sent directly to the packaging area, usually portioned into specific weights ranging from 500 grams to 800 grams. The skin, on the other hand, is handled through a separate process. After being processed at the factory, the meat is carefully packaged to preserve its freshness and rich flavor. In the United States, the price of each pack of ostrich meat ranges from $15 to $25. Depending on the cut and quality, ostrich meat is often prepared as delicious grilled or smoked dishes. In addition to ostrich meat and leather, the feathers left after processing are also cleverly utilized. Some are crafted into high-quality feather dusters, ideal for cleaning delicate spaces like art galleries or fine wooden interiors, thanks to their gentle, scratch-free touch. The rest make their way into the world of fashion, where they're dyed in vibrant colors and transformed into eye-catching accessories, such as earrings, feathered hats, or glamorous embellishments on evening gowns. From high-end fashion runways to lively street festivals, the incredible journey of these wide-eyed ostriches doesn't end there. Now let's visit one of the largest ostrich leather factories in the world to explore how raw ostrich hides are transformed into hundreds of thousands of luxurious, high-end products. First, the pre-treated ostrich hides are placed on a conveyor belt and transferred into large industrial drum systems. These machines operate much like industrial washing machines for leather, specifically designed to clean and soften the surface. During this process, chemical agents such as enzymes and mild acids are introduced into the rotating drums to help remove any remaining impurities from the surface of the hides. The treatment typically lasts between 40 minutes to an hour, depending on the condition of each batch. Next, the ostrich hides are taken into the tanning stage using chromium salts to stabilize the fiber structure and prevent decomposition. After several hours of rotation in industrial drums, the hides turn a pale bluish-gray color, known as wet blue. While the ostrich leather is still in a damp state after tanning, it is placed into a dyeing vat or large industrial drum filled with a dye solution. After being drum-dyed and thoroughly dried, the ostrich hides are now stable in both color and shape. The surface looks firmer, the quill follicles stand out clearly, and the overall texture feels more refined. But to truly achieve that polished, luxurious appearance expected of high-end leather, they need one more step: surface dyeing. The chemicals and dyes used in the surface dyeing process are prepared in advance, following precise formulas developed by specialists. This ensures that the color is applied consistently and evenly under a strictly controlled process. Before the dyeing begins, each ostrich hide must be fully stretched on a specially designed steel frame. At this stage, workers place dozens of small screws around the mesh edges and secure the ostrich hide in place. Once everything is set, the real color show begins. The aligned hides are moved to the spraying area, where workers use spray guns filled with the pre-mixed dye to apply color to each piece. After the dyeing process, the colorful ostrich hides are moved to the buffing area for the final stage of surface finishing. Buffing machines gently polish the leather, helping it achieve a smooth and even texture. This step not only removes any excess surface dye, but also gives the hides a sleek, refined appearance. In the next stage, after the ostrich hides have been dyed, buffed, and polished, they are sent through a specialized pressing machine to further soften and smooth out these stubborn hides. This leather press is specially designed to handle challenging leather surfaces. During operation, its rotating rollers apply light, even pressure across each hide, helping to soften the material once again and smooth out even the smallest wrinkles. Before officially leaving the factory, each ostrich hide undergoes a final inspection, a process that combines modern technology with the keen eyes of skilled experts. Digital measuring devices are used to check the thickness, elasticity, color uniformity, and surface texture. However, with a unique material like ostrich leather, where every quill follicle and grain pattern is a visual highlight, human judgment remains irreplaceable. Specialists use handheld magnifying tools to carefully examine every small detail, ensuring that each grain line, quill mark, and shade meets the highest standards. Only the most flawless hides are approved for packaging and sent on to become luxury products such as handbags, wallets, premium footwear, or high-end automotive interiors. After leaving the tannery, premium ostrich leather is transported to high-end fashion workshops, where it begins a new life as some of the world's most luxurious products. Here, skilled artisans cut, stitch, shape, and assemble each piece by hand, under strict standards of craftsmanship and aesthetics. With its exceptional durability and signature quill dot texture, ostrich leather is the material of choice for crafting bespoke handbags, exclusive wallets, elegant dress shoes, and premium belts. From these ateliers, the finished designs make their way to the shelves of the world's top luxury fashion boutiques. Did you know that over 300 million buffaloes are at work around the world today? From rice paddies in Asia to dairy farms in Europe, these mud-loving giants aren't just animals. They're engines of agriculture, powering fields, feeding families, and shaping entire cultures. Raised with centuries of know-how, buffaloes plow through thick mud, pull heavy loads, and produce rich, high-fat milk, the key ingredient in mozzarella di bufala, a prized cheese in Italian cuisine. Their meat, milk, hides, and even manure are turned into essential products used daily across the globe. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we explore the incredible world of buffaloes and uncover why this ancient animal remains one of the most valuable partners in modern farming. A fully grown buffalo may weigh only around 500 kilograms, but its ability to adapt far surpasses that of many other large livestock species. Buffaloes are especially drawn to water and mud, not just to cool off, but to protect their skin from harsh sunlight and biting insects. And interestingly, they even have their own personal assistant, the oxpecker, a small bird that perches on their back to remove parasites and alert them to danger. If India is the buffalo capital of the world with hundreds of millions roaming its fields each day, then Italy is where buffalo milk is turned into culinary gold. From street-side stalls in Mumbai to elegant appetizers in Naples, tens of thousands of tons of mozzarella di bufala are consumed each year, a soft, creamy cheese that's richer and more nutritious than its cow milk counterpart, packed with fat and protein, yet lower in cholesterol. Many still believe that beef is the true king of the table. But buffalo meat is quickly rising to fame for its higher iron content, lower fat levels, and compatibility with modern, health-conscious diets. From muddy fields to five-star restaurants, from plowing soil to topping gourmet dishes, the buffalo has quietly crossed every layer of society. And strangely enough, it's never needed to say a word to prove its worth. Female buffaloes typically give birth once a year, with a gestation period lasting around 10 to 11 months. They usually calve in the spring or early summer, when food is abundant and the weather is favorable, conditions that help ensure the health of both the mother and the newborn calf. After about 6 months, buffalo calves are separated from their mothers and moved to individual pens. This allows farmers to collect the full milk yield from the mother for the production of mozzarella cheese or other dairy products. Female calves are raised on a controlled feeding regimen to grow quickly, stay healthy, and may be kept as future breeders. Meanwhile, male calves are typically raised separately for meat production. Buffaloes can eat a variety of feeds, but the most common are silage, corn, and straw. After each wheat harvest, massive piles of leftover straw are gathered by specialized baling machines and compressed into large, tightly packed rolls weighing hundreds of kilograms. The straw bales are then loaded onto trucks and transported back to the farm by tractor, where they are tightly wrapped in long plastic tubes for preservation. Hundreds of bales are lined up in front of the barns, ready to serve as a crucial feed reserve for the buffaloes during winter or extended dry seasons. At feeding time, the straw is loaded into a high-capacity feed mixer combined with bran, grains, minerals, and other supplements. The result is a perfectly blended mix, easier to digest, rich in nutrients, and designed to fuel growth, strength, and the rich milk used to make premium mozzarella. An adult buffalo consumes around 8 to 15 kilograms of feed per day and spends up to 6 to 8 hours just ruminating. So if you ever see a buffalo constantly chewing with that slow, thoughtful look, don't be surprised. It's just enjoying a second round of the same meal, straight from its own stomach. And after hours of chewing and re-chewing their meals, what do you think buffaloes do next? That's right, they go for a bath. Bathing is usually scheduled around 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. when the sun is less intense. The moment the barn doors open, the herd rushes toward the pond almost instinctively. They plunge, splash, and soak, not just to cool off, but to relax their muscles after long hours of pulling or ruminating. A buffalo's body temperature ranges from 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, higher than most livestock. That helps with metabolism, but also makes them highly sensitive to heat and prone to heat stress. For buffaloes, daily bathing isn't about staying clean, it's about staying healthy. Once they've eaten their fill and cooled down, buffaloes also get a massage. Automatic rotating brushes are installed right inside the barn, gently spinning when the buffalo rubs against them. They help clean the coat, reduce stress, and stimulate blood circulation. Every stage of care, from feeding to bathing, leads to one goal: milk collection. A female buffalo typically begins producing milk 8 to 10 months after giving birth. Before milking, the udder is thoroughly cleaned with warm water and sterilized cloths to remove dirt and bacteria. Next, an automatic milking machine is attached, simulating the natural rhythm of a calf's suckling. The suction is carefully calibrated to extract milk efficiently while protecting the udder, preventing inflammation or injury, a common cause of reduced milk yield. On average, a buffalo can produce 4 to 6 liters per session. Modern farms can milk dozens of animals at once, smoothly, cleanly, and without bottlenecks. The milk then flows through a sealed stainless steel pipe system and into a cooling tank at 4 degrees Celsius, marking the beginning of its journey into smooth, creamy slices of mozzarella. When milk enters the cheese factory, it doesn't go straight into production. First, it must undergo strict testing for freshness, cleanliness, and harmful bacteria. Then, key nutritional indicators such as fat content, protein levels, and lactose are carefully analyzed. Only milk that truly meets the standards is kept, because even a 0.1% deviation in fat can ruin an entire batch of cheese worth tens of thousands of dollars. To ensure absolute safety before beginning its journey into cheese, the milk must undergo pasteurization. In this step, it is rapidly heated to 72 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 seconds, just enough to destroy harmful bacteria without losing its valuable nutrients. Immediately afterward, the milk is quickly cooled to lock in its fresh flavor and prevent any further microbial growth. After pasteurization, buffalo milk is transferred into large stainless steel vats, where it enters a crucial stage: coagulation. This is when the liquid milk begins to transform into a semi-solid form, separating into 2 main parts: curd, the solid portion that will become cheese, and whey, the liquid that will be removed later. To trigger this process, rennet is added, a traditional enzyme extracted from a young calf's stomach, or produced using modern microbial fermentation. Rennet causes the milk proteins, primarily casein, to bond together, forming a gel-like network that traps fat and essential nutrients. Once the rennet is added, an automatic stirring system gently agitates the mixture for 30 to 40 minutes to ensure even distribution of the enzyme. The stirring must be precisely controlled. Too vigorous and the curd may break prematurely. Too weak and the milk could settle unevenly, leading to inconsistent cheese quality. After stirring, the mixture is left to rest for about 30 minutes, allowing the curd to naturally set. Once the curd has formed, slow-moving wire blades begin to cut it into small, uniform pieces about the size of corn kernels. Cutting increases the surface area, allowing whey to separate more easily. Immediately after cutting, whey starts to rise to the surface. The mixture is then gently heated to around 38 to 42 Celsius, helping the curds contract and release more whey. This step plays a key role in shaping the final texture, moisture level, and even the flavor of the cheese. As the whey separation process finishes, the massive stainless steel vats begin to tilt slowly. With soft, elastic masses of curd slide down the chute, like slabs of condensed milk being released from a giant metallic mold. This is the curd, the concentrated essence of hundreds of liters of fresh buffalo milk. These ivory white curds are still warm, delicate, and fragile. Before they can be transformed into cheese strands, they must be evenly cut. In the prep area, workers use knives or semi-automatic cutters to divide the curds into smaller, uniform blocks, precisely measured. This step isn't just for convenience, it allows heat and salt to penetrate evenly, ensuring the final cheese develops the signature stretch, gloss, and elasticity that define true mozzarella. And this is one of the most anticipated moments in the entire cheese-making process. After being finely shredded, the curd is transferred into a specialized stretching and mixing machine. Here, hot water, around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, is gradually added as the machine continuously stirs, softening the curd and bringing it to that signature stretchy consistency. Under the combined effect of heat and water, the proteins in the curd begin to straighten and rebond, forming the chewy, elastic, and smooth texture that defines true mozzarella. The portions are then rolled into perfect spheres using a precise spinning motion, resulting in evenly shaped, glossy mozzarella balls. Finally, the mozzarella drops into a cold water tank, rapidly cooling each piece. This step stabilizes the texture and prevents the balls from sticking during storage. The entire process, from shredding the curd to forming smooth mozzarella balls, takes less than 10 minutes, but every step must be tightly controlled to ensure proper texture, flavor, and freshness. In some artisanal dairies in Italy, mozzarella isn't just shaped into balls, it's braided into traditional forms known as treccia mozzarella. Braiding the cheese enhances its elasticity and structural integrity, while helping it retain moisture and providing a more satisfying texture when sliced. This technique isn't just practical, it's a cultural signature, especially popular in southern regions like Campania and Puglia, where mozzarella is considered a true culinary heritage. After being shaped and chilled, each mozzarella ball is transferred to the packaging line via an automated conveyor system. Robotic arms precisely place the cheese into specialized plastic containers, followed by an injection of sterilized brine to keep the mozzarella moist, soft, and fresh for longer. The brine also prevents the pieces from sticking together and helps preserve their elastic texture. The containers are then sealed, labeled, and packed into large cartons before being moved to cold storage at 4 degrees Celsius. From there, they're ready to be shipped to supermarkets, restaurants, and food chains around the world. According to estimates, over 5 million mozzarella balls are consumed globally every single day, from pizzas in New York to caprese salads in Rome. A staggering number for a cheese that lives in water and never dries out. Buffaloes don't just give us rich, milky mozzarella, they're also a source of lean, flavorful red meat, packed with protein. Now let's follow their next journey as they enter the advanced processing lines of modern meat factories. After a long journey from the farm to the factory, buffaloes are first brought into a resting area to stabilize their condition. This short break helps reduce transportation stress and ensures the meat retains optimal quality. Next, trained staff conduct a health check on each animal, measuring body temperature, monitoring heart rate, and recording physiological data. Only buffaloes that meet strict health standards proceed to the specialized processing line. Some large-scale facilities can handle up to 1,000 buffaloes per day, using automated systems designed to ensure hygiene, safety, and animal welfare. India alone supplies 20% of all buffalo meat traded globally, making it the world's largest exporter. That means 1 in every 5 buffalo steaks on the global market likely started its journey in the Indian subcontinent. The processed carcasses are then moved onto conveyor belts, where precision cutting systems divide the dense, lean buffalo meat into standard sections. Unnecessary parts like hide, fat, or internal organs are removed during this stage. Clean meat is then trimmed into specific sizes, large cuts for restaurants or thin slices for retail. The cuts are quickly sent to freezing chambers maintained at 18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours, preserving freshness and extending shelf life. Once they meet temperature and time requirements, the portions are vacuum sealed, labeled, and packed into insulated boxes. From there, these fresh red cuts are ready to be shipped to supermarkets, commercial kitchens, and dining tables around the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive into the next chapter of our journey, where more fascinating surprises await just ahead. Did you know that each year, more than 50 million tons of pork are produced worldwide, with a significant portion transformed into bacon, the legendary companion of millions of breakfasts that captivates food lovers everywhere? The journey of these happiness-flavored bacon slices begins on vast farms with healthy pigs. After careful selection, the pork is processed through advanced systems to create the perfect final product. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we follow the journey of bacon through the world's most modern production lines, unveiling the secrets behind the flavor that has captured millions of hearts. Everything will be revealed in this video. On the global bacon race, the United States is the undisputed champion, producing over 2 million tons of bacon each year, accounting for nearly 50% of the world's supply. With such massive production, American bacon has become a national icon, appearing everywhere from breakfast tables and backyard barbecues to even bacon-flavored ice cream and pastries. Industry giants like Oscar Mayer and Hormel have helped turn bacon into a culinary legend of American culture, with 93% of households purchasing bacon regularly and many keeping at least 1 pack stocked in their fridge. Here's a fun fact. That crispy slice of bacon you enjoy every morning was once a prize in a marriage ceremony in England. At the Dunmow-Flitch trials, married couples who had lived harmoniously for over a year were publicly put on trial to prove that they had never regretted their union. The reward for enduring love? A giant slab of bacon. Bacon is not just a delicious treat, it's a timeless symbol of love and devotion. The journey of premium bacon begins on specialized farms, where pigs are closely monitored from birth. Each pig bred specifically for bacon production typically reaches a weight of around 110 kilograms in just 6 months, growing at a remarkable rate of up to 1.8 kilograms per day, nearly twice as fast as conventionally raised pigs. Their diet consists primarily of corn, wheat, and supplemented vitamins, designed to develop the ideal belly fat composition needed for high-quality bacon, with even fat marbling that delivers perfect crispness and rich flavor. Interestingly, some bacon-dedicated farms even incorporate beer into the pig's feed. Adding beer to their diet helps produce more evenly distributed and higher-quality fat, almost as if the pigs themselves are savoring a taste of flavor before transforming into bacon. After about 6 months of rearing, when the pigs have reached their ideal weight of approximately 110 kilograms, they begin their final journey from the farm to the processing plant. Before being loaded onto the transport trucks, the pigs are lightly washed using cleansing or disinfecting solutions. This step helps remove dirt, bacteria, and pathogens from the surface of their skin, reducing the risk of cross-contamination during transport and at the plant. Handlers use specialized tools such as mobile panels or soft paddles to gently guide the pigs. The walkway from the holding area to the transport truck is specially designed with a low incline, allowing the pigs to move easily without losing balance. High side barriers are typically installed along the walkway to limit external visibility and prevent the pigs from becoming distracted or startled by sudden noises, lights, or movement. Inside the truck, each tier is often lined with a layer of rice husks, sawdust, or other absorbent material. This not only provides better grip for the pigs, but also helps absorb moisture and maintain hygiene, making post-trip cleaning easier. The transport vehicles used are specially designed livestock trucks, usually multi-tiered to maximize space while maintaining ventilation and comfort. They are equipped with ventilation systems, shock absorption mechanisms, and often sensors to monitor interior conditions. These features help ensure that the pigs are transported in a safe, comfortable, and low-stress environment. The entire process from loading to transport requires not only technical expertise, but also strict adherence to animal welfare standards, hygiene protocols, and food safety regulations. Before entering the slaughtering process, pigs are taken to a designated resting area for a final health inspection. This stage is critical to ensure that the meat products, especially bacon, meet the highest food safety standards. Pigs are guided into a specialized washing area where their entire bodies are sprayed with clean, high-pressure water to remove dirt, mud, and waste residues from their skin. Following this preliminary rinse, they are lightly sprayed with a mild disinfectant solution, typically safe compounds such as lactic acid or low-concentration chlorine, to eliminate bacteria and pathogens present on the skin's surface. Before slaughter, pigs are anesthetized to ensure a painless process and to comply with animal welfare regulations. One of the most common methods is stunning with carbon dioxide, CO2. The pigs are guided into a sealed chamber where CO2 is introduced at a controlled concentration. Within several seconds, they lose consciousness completely. This method helps minimize stress, prevents unnecessary struggling or injury, and ensures the safety of both the animals and the workers involved. Immediately after stunning, the pigs are hung upside down and bled for about 3 to 5 minutes to allow maximum blood drainage. Once bleeding is complete, they are moved to the dehairing area. Here, the pigs are briefly immersed in a hot water tank at around 60 to 65 degrees Celsius to soften the hair follicles. They are then transferred to an automatic dehairing machine, where rotating rubber rollers remove hair and surface impurities. This step ensures the skin is clean and well prepared for the next stages of processing. The pigs are then hung on a sliding rail conveyor and moved to the singeing machine, where strong flames burn off the tiny remaining hairs and simultaneously sterilize the skin surface, ensuring hygiene standards are met before the evisceration process. After being cleaned, the pigs continue to the step of removing the anus. Then, they are moved to the area for evisceration and organ removal. Here, workers use a knife to make a longitudinal incision along the pig's abdomen, then gently pull out all the internal organs without rupturing the intestines, ensuring maximum hygiene. Once cleaned, the pigs are transferred to a high-capacity cutting machine. Here, they are precisely and quickly cut in half using sharp blades, ensuring that the meat remains intact and undamaged. The cutting machine uses advanced technology and automatic control, making the cutting process smooth and uniform, optimizing the use of raw materials. After being cut in half, the meat parts are transferred onto a conveyor belt. Here, they are further divided into specific parts, such as lean meat, fat, ribs, bones, and other sections. The sharp saw blades, combined with laser technology, make precise cuts, ensuring that each piece of meat is neatly separated without damaging its quality. The lean meat is cut into smaller pieces for fresh processing, while the fat, ribs, and bones are also clearly categorized, ready for the next stages of processing into various pork products. This entire process is carried out in a closed environment that meets food safety and hygiene standards, ensuring the final product is of the highest quality while minimizing material loss. During the meat separation process, the pork belly, also known as the belly cut, is singled out as the primary ingredient for making bacon. An ideal pork belly typically features a balanced layering of fat and lean meat, creating a unique texture when fried or roasted. Crispy on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside. After being cut, the pork belly is inspected either manually or using sensor systems to ensure it meets the standards for thickness, fat-to-lean ratio, and size. Pieces that do not meet the requirements may be redirected to other processing lines, while the qualified cuts proceed to the curing stage. Once the pork belly is ready, the seasoning process begins, starting a journey to create the irresistible flavor of bacon. There are two common seasoning methods: dry curing and wet curing. In the dry curing method, the pork belly is evenly coated with a mixture of salt, sugar, pepper, garlic, and natural herbs, creating a perfect blend of flavors from the very first touch. Wet curing, more commonly used in industrial production, involves soaking the meat in a special brine solution that combines salt with spices such as sugar, pepper, garlic, and natural extracts, ensuring the meat absorbs the distinctive bacon flavor. To ensure the seasoning is evenly distributed, a specialized injection system with dozens of small stainless steel needles is used. The needles are carefully positioned across the meat's surface, injecting the seasoning mixture precisely into each piece. This automated system works quickly and with pinpoint accuracy, allowing the seasoning to penetrate deeply from the surface to the core, creating a perfectly seasoned and uniform layer on each piece of bacon. This process not only ensures the flavor quality, but also optimizes the use of seasonings, resulting in a final product with rich, irresistible taste. Once the bacon has been meticulously seasoned, it enters the enchanting stage of smoking, a culinary wonder that transforms ordinary pork into an irresistible delicacy. The seasoned slabs are placed into smokehouses, where controlled heat and smoke from natural wood begin to work their magic. Depending on the type of wood used, oak, hickory, or even applewood, each imparts a distinct character, blending smoke and seasoning into a harmonious flavor signature unique to each batch of bacon. Smoking times can range from several hours to up to 24 hours, depending on the method and the desired flavor profile. Throughout the smoking process, the meat absorbs waves of aromatic smoke, with each breath of smoke adding another layer of rich, complex flavor to the meat. After smoking, the bacon slabs are removed from the smokehouse and pressed to create uniform thickness, preparing them for precise slicing. After pressing, the meat, now true bacon, is fragrant, tender, and richly imbued with smoky flavor. Yet its journey isn't quite finished. Before bacon can grace supermarket shelves or star in delicious breakfasts, it must undergo the critical and meticulous slicing phase. Large rectangular slabs of bacon are fed into automated slicing systems, equipped with razor-sharp stainless steel blades operating at high precision. These modern machines slice each piece consistently and attractively, with the ability to adjust the thickness of each bacon strip to meet exact standards. Some advanced slicers can process up to 60 packages of bacon per minute, equating to over 3,500 strips per hour, dramatically boosting production efficiency while minimizing error. Packaging is the final, yet equally important step in bacon production. After slicing, the bacon strips are neatly arranged and fed into modern packaging machines. Here, bacon is often vacuum sealed to remove air, helping to extend shelf life and prevent bacterial contamination. Depending on intended use, bacon can be packaged into convenient small packs for households or larger blocks for restaurants and supermarkets. The packaging is robust and clearly labeled with origin and expiration dates, ensuring that each slice of bacon reaches the consumer fresh, safe, and flavorful. Bacon is not just food. It has become a vibrant cultural icon in modern life. From traditional American breakfasts to bold culinary creations like bacon-stuffed donuts, bacon-flavored ice cream, and even bacon-infused cocktails, this smoky slice has transcended its role as a mere side dish to become a centerpiece of popular culinary culture. With its rich flavor, enticing aroma, and incredible versatility, bacon represents simple pleasures, comfort, and a playful hint of rebellion. Key ingredients